Hey, what's up everybody? This is Like It's 1985, and today we are going to take a look at Transformers Combiner Wars Protectobot Hotspot. Hotspot, of course, forms the torso mode for Defensor. So we'll take a look at the fire engine truck mode first, then go into robot mode, and finally go into the combined torso mode. And I'll be shooting a separate video to focus just on the Defensor Combiner. So, with that said, let's take a look at the Hotspot fire truck, or fire engine mode here. It's not my favorite mode. It's, you know, if I had to give it a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 4. I'm not really impressed too much with it. I mean, it does look like a fire engine truck or a futuristic type of fire truck, but not too keen on this particular mode. It does have some nice sculpting detail here. You can see on the side, as well as up front here. So there's a lot of nice detail there, I have to say. In terms of articulation, you can see this portion here will rotate all the way around. And then you have articulation point back here. So if you want, you can articulate it back like that. There is a joint right here, and then there's a joint up here. So you do have some options there for posing it here in the fire truck mode. Now there are some weapons here that peg in the side. These of course will become, you know, the robot mode's weapons, as well as I believe Defensor's weapon. But you can see here they just peg into the side. There's some peg holes here, and this one's pretty much well stuck in there. Yep. Alright, so here they are. You can see they're just basic weapons here. They do combine as such. But really, I like the fact that you can actually have two, you know, similar looking rifles to be wielded by Hotspot in his robot mode, which is a G1 characteristic, him dual wielding these rifles. So, setting those aside, let's go ahead and take a look at the transformation into Hotspot's robot mode. So looking at the figure, the bottom part here will become the legs, here's the chest, and here are the arms for robot mode. So let's first start off with the legs here. Let's split the legs. Take care of the feet. And then the actual leg sections do extend out. And in this case, we want to rotate it around like this for robot mode. Moving up top here, we'll want to take the arms here and separate them. Rotate them so you have this portion facing you. And then bring down the arms. Take this chest panel here and rotate out the robot head. Next up, we'll deal with the ladder section. What you do want to keep in mind is, you can see how there's this kind of post here. You want to have these facing downwards, so you rotate them down like that. Then there's a hinge type of joint there. Rotate that down like so. So then go ahead and bring this down like this. And then it collapses together. There's actually, you can see there's a peg and a peg hole. It's kind of hard to see because of the black plastic. But these actually will peg into the side where the guns were in the fire truck mode. So those peg into the side there. And I've seen, I guess you kind of rotate this towards the back there. So that's kind of the back profile. So I believe that's how he transforms with the ladder section. As a result though, you can see he's got a big third leg there, which kind of gets in the way of posing. I do find this figure here in his robot mode is a bit problematic to stand, and I think it's because of the knee joints here. The knee joints are very loose, both of them, and that could be just my figure, but and I don't think it's the way that I transformed it either, because I don't think there's really any tabs that I can see here that would lock it in place, like some of the other Deluxe class figures have kind of a locking mechanism. So unless I'm mistaken, that's the way that the legs transform. And if that being the case, then you can see how loose that is. So I don't think I'm missing anything, but nonetheless, here is Hotspot in his robot mode. And we'll just, as I try to stand him up here, we'll just look at him around 360 here. Alright. So, he's sort of standing there. You can see you can put in the rifles here. And have him dual wield 2 rifles, which is pretty cool. So looking really good. So robot mode here looks pretty good actually, except for this long section here that comes down and basically kind of gets in the way of the legs sometimes, and the fact that the legs are apparently so loose that they're kind of problematic. So for articulation for this guy, appears to have a ball jointed head, ratchets at the shoulder, really nice. The actual arms themselves can have this range of motion here. There's just a bend there at the elbow, I guess you'd call it, and then the swivel there, and maybe more. This is more like a bicep, and this is the elbow. But anyways, you can see the articulation there. Below this point here, there is no articulation. It's one solid piece of plastic, so there's no wrist articulation whatsoever. In terms of waist articulation, none is present. There's no joint there for waist articulation. So you do have the legs here that can go forward and back, out to the side, swivel at the thigh, hinged knees here, and that's your articulation for Hotspot here in his robot mode. So here is Hotspot with his Protectobot brothers, and they're all ready to put out fires, arrest people, keep the peace, and form the mighty Defensor. Alright, for the transformation into combine mode, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chest panel here and then rotate in the head like that. I'll take the arms, and you can see there is a tab and a slot. These are going to tab together on both sides. So now you have the figure looking like this. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the legs, rotate them out like that, and then we're going to collapse the legs like that. So looking at the back here, what we're going to do is we're going to take this whole section here, going to take it and rotate it around like that. You're going to take these side panels here, and currently they're tabbed into the side. What you want to do is untab them like that. You want to take this whole entire section here. This is going to go down like this. It's going to go through the legs and over to the other side here. So now we've got it looking like this on the back and like this on the front. There are tabs and slots here, so you want to tab those in place on both sides like that. So next you'll see that there are these tabs here and slots right there. This is going to tab into place, and that's going to secure this section to there. Then you take these panels here, fold them to the side. We'll take the head and form the head for Defensor. Rotate the head around. And finally, for the combiner ports for the arms, these panels come down like that, exposing the combiner port. And there is the torso mode for Defensor. So of all the combiners released so far, this, I think, in my opinion, is the best torso mode. The reason I say that is, number one, and most importantly, everything tabs securely into place. The chest section here tabs here, and then the base of the The head section here does tab in as well. So everything's really, tight and secure. So really nice transformation engineering there done by Hasbro. You do see some exposed robot hands here, but they're not as bad as the ones on the Minosaur mold or on the Superion mold, because of course on the Minosaur mold they're hanging off the shoulders, quite visible, and on the Superion mode they're hanging off the back of the top of the leg. So really well done by Hasbro in terms of transformation engineering and design. And one last thing, Hotspot does come with this collector card here, which is kind of cool. Alright, well thanks for watching. This has been my review of Transformers Combiner Wars Hotspot. So next up, I'll be taking the torso mode here, combining them with the limbs, and we'll take a look at the full review for Hasbro's Defensor.